everybody.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey.
I'm Sher Bear.
I'm Ollie Belle.
And we want to welcome you to the Truth and Love podcast.
Amen.
We're a Christian rap group here in Palm Beach County, and the name of our group is
Truth One.
We just released a new single just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's called
Love Unlimited.
So we're so excited about it. It's about God's unlimited love for us and how he loves us unconditionally, how his love is unfailing, how his love is just infinite, unconditional for us. So we'd love for you to check it out. How can they check it out, Al?
Yeah, we have a really awesome music video on YouTube. You can check it out there. We're also streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, and all your favorite platforms.
Yes. And we also have merch. We have a shop called truth1shops.com. That's our address, truth1shops.com. And shops is SHOPPES.com. So truth1, WON, shops.com. So go out and check it out. We got some cute stuff on there, y'all. Yeah. We got some t-shirts and candles and merch. A lot of stuff on there.
Totes.
Totes.
Yeah.
Stuff we know you love. So anyway, let's get started with the show. We have been having some exciting guests. God has blessed us with some exciting, very, very powerful movers and shakers on our show. And today is no different. We want to welcome to our show Miss Shandra Stringer.
Yay.
Hi, Shandra.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm so thrilled to be here, so honored to have been asked to grace your platform.
All right, we're so happy to have you. And you guys, let me tell you something. This lady is a true powerhouse. I am telling you, God has really anointed her in a lot of areas in her life, and she is a blessing. She's been a blessing to a lot of people, and she's going to bless us tonight.
Amen.
With her gifts. Just a short, brief explanation or introduction of Miss Shandra Stringer. She is a faith-driven leader, visionary, and a trained conductor trainer. She specializes in helping people get their dreams off the ground. Have you ever dreamed about starting that business, or have you started your business and just want to level up? Let me tell you something. You would want to meet Miss Shandra Stringer. This lady, I tell you what, she's an expert.
Yeah.
She's an expert, and she has a willing, giving heart. So if you have ever wanted to get that dream off the ground, you're in the right place today. All right. So Miss Shandra. Welcome.
Thank you guys so very much. It's always an honor when people think about you, because they don't have to. I tell people it's a choice. And so to be contacted, to be on your show, I'm just elated. And I just think God has his timing so perfectly. And I'm just grateful to be here.
Well, we're so happy that you're here. And you're not only a business expert, advisor, you do a whole lot of other things, but that's one of the things you specialize in. I'm reading your bio, and it says here that you're also an insurance agent, a financial advisor. Wow. And you're also a real estate agent. Isn't that awesome?
Come on, everything.
Let's unpack that. I don't do everything. I have the licenses, and we won't get farther into it, because people need to understand. First of all, you think it's cute to say you do a lot of things, and I don't. I had to learn that. Those are my ancillary services. Everything we do in life, whether it's business, a product or a service, it's somebody's life that you're attaching yourself to. And with that, because I've been in business on paper 19 years, doing the structured work for 25 years. And if you count me being an advocate for people in the first grade, it's like all my life. but
Mhm.
there are focal points, and then there are ancillary services. And so my
I
real
see.
estate, my insurance are my ancillary services, but business services and training and development, that's my core.
All right.
Got it.
So you
Yes,
help people grow in those
yes,
areas where they seem to need help. So
yes.
you are the founder of Grassroots Consulting Inc. Tell us a little bit about that
Yeah.
company.
Yeah. So Grassroots Consulting is literally a holistic business consulting firm where we take ideas and initiatives and we start them. And you may see a part of my bio as being coined as the business midwife, where we help businesses to birth that baby because it's a feat.
Mhm.
It's a fetus that's in conception when you get the idea. And then
Mhm.
Right.
God allows that fetus to grow, just like going through the stages of birth. And you have your first trimester, your second trimester, your third trimester. And sometimes people deliver them and sometimes they don't, right? And
Mhm.
so that's what we do. We literally walk you through the entire process. And I have to tell you that if God put it in your mind and put it in your heart, He's well able to allow you to deliver that business baby and with
Mhm.
full delivery without any hiccups or hangups. And so
Mhm.
that's what we do. We're excited that we get a chance to partner with God to help people dreams come true.
All right. There are a lot of people out there, they have that thought in their head and they don't
Mhm.
know exactly how to make it come to
Yes.
fruition. But
Mhm.
with God's help,
Yes.
they're able to succeed. They just have to
Yes.
have faith and believe. And I'm
Yes.
sure that that's something that you touch on
Mhm.
when you're
Mhm.
helping people to realize their dreams,
Yes.
right? Because you're a faith-based company.
Definitely. I live my faith out loud. I don't
Uh-huh.
infringe it upon anybody else. I'm not that person. If you don't do this, you don't do that, then I can't serve you. No, it's not that kind of a party.
Mhm.
But what I will tell individuals, especially now, in this season, the first thing I ask them is this something that God has called you to do, or it's something you want to do because you think you're gonna make a lot of money in it? Because it's
Mhm.
trending. Because people do start business because it's trending. They've seen something on TikTok. They've seen something at a training they went to, and people promise them the world. And I
Mhm.
tell individuals, yes, God will help us, but He also said He give us power to get wealth. What is that
Mhm.
power? Our skill sets, our abilities through His anointing. So it's some work we got to do. He's
Mhm.
not going to crack the sky and drop a bag of money on your doorstep. He's not going to do that.
Mhm.
So there is some
Mhm.
work involved in our development and our delivery of the business that He's, given us to do.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's a promise of God that if
Hmm.
you ask
Yes.
anything
Yes.
and you believe
Yes.
that it will come to fruition, Lord will bless it. Lord
Yes.
will bless you with whatever it is you ask. You just got to believe and
That's
trust
right.
God.
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
not like it's going to be an easy road.
Right.
It's not like it's going to be smooth sailing. You're
No.
going to have to work. You have to put
Hmm.
in the work, but the
Yeah.
victory is there already.
Absolutely.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
is. So let's get into the questions. We have some questions for you, Miss Shandra.
Okay. Let me see if I can answer them the best of my ability.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're sure.
So can you just walk us through a little bit of your coaching process and
Mm.
how just a little bit of how you help your clients develop the strategy, how you help them birth the
Mhm.
baby, so to speak? You don't have
Yes.
to give
Yes.
us all the secrets, but just give us a little idea. Just give us a
It's
little
okay. I
taste.
don't operate from place of scarcity, So two things I will
Mhm.
set the stage for. First of all, no one can beat me being me. That's not braggadocious or condescending or
Mhm.
pious. It's the Godfidence that
Mhm.
I have and the skill set that He's giving me. So thank
Confidence.
you
I
for,
like
yeah,
that.
Yes.
Godfidence. Yeah, Godfidence over here. We
Right.
say Godfidence.
I like
Uh,
it.
and so it's not a secret sauce because if you don't have Him, you can be successful, but true success only comes with Him. So we start with that first. And then we more or
Mhm.
less do an assessment of, where you are and where you're looking to go. That's the main thing. And then from there, we work on building that out. I'm very open and honest with clients to let them know, hey, this is not something you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to be filthy rich. Even if you come up with the best invention in the world, there is still a process to that. And so we do the assessment, write out their goals and their mission, and then we look at what's the best structure of the type of business. People will go on social media and say, hey, I want to start a business. And folks will say, and the favorite thing is, I want to start an LLC. And folks will say, go on Sunbiz. You can start that. You can do it yourself. And I'm like, and then other people say, they'll tag me. You should ask Shandra. And then 5 more other people say, go to Sunbiz. And guess what? I let them go to Sunbiz. I thank the people that tag me, and I let the other ones go to Sunbiz, because what people don't know and understand, you can start a business, but there is a whole 10-step process after you registering that business, from the local level to the state level to the federal level. And if you don't know what that is, the IRS, the municipality your business is in, your landlord, depending on what type of business you have, all of these people don't care that you don't know the law. You'll run into those situations when you hit that roadblock that you was trying to do something that you can't do. So it's vitally important that you meet with someone that knows what they're doing. You see their track record and you create a blueprint. And that blueprint is just like building a house. It's just like having a baby. When you go to the doctor, what does the doctor tell you? Take your prenatal vitamins so your baby can be healthy. And so that's what we do. We give them the tools to be successful from soups to nuts. There are clients that will take that and they will stay with me for a certain period of time. And then there are clients will take this and say, thank you for helping me. I got all I need. I'm on my way.
Cool.
All right.
So what are some of like the common mistakes or pitfalls that you see? Like just 1 or 2, like easy.
Well, people not knowing what they don't know. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna give you a prime example. So when you register for Sunbiz in Florida, every state has a department of that state, Department of Georgia, Department of Alabama, Department of Mississippi, the State Department, where you actually have to make sure that you are liable. I mean, that you're registered. And so the most part, people will go to the state's website and register without understanding. First, you really need to make sure that the business is something you can do. You need to make sure the business is zoned for where you anticipate on operating the business first before you go to Sunbiz. Because you can't say you're going to have a fried chicken stand in an office space. That space has to be zoned for retail and office. The zoning really is your dictator that determines where you can have a business, what kind of business it can be. And so that's the first mistake, because people will go to Sunbiz and register a whole business. They don't know they have to have a business tax receipt. That zoning stops all of that. You're going to spend all of this money. People have websites, business cards, all their social media platforms, and had never decided or found out that you got to make sure your business is zoned for that. Most people do not know that if you have your home-based business, you have a landlord. The landlord has to approve for you to have that business in their property.
Wow.
If you're in a homeowners association, you got to read the homeowners bylaws to make sure that they're okay with you registering a business to your home address. And you say, well, that's my house. Well, if you live in a homeowners association, you abide by their rules.
That's right.
Even though it's your house. So that right there, and I know that was a lot.
No, that's good. That's good.
So that right there is one. That's number one.
That's one of the common mistakes.
Yeah, that's number one.
The zoning part.
Yes.
And the permission getting permission to operate there. Okay.
Correct. And
now I do want to put in 2 cents on the homeowners associations. Most homeowners associations, they do object to businesses where you have a lot of traffic coming in and going to and from your home. But if it's a quiet little business that, nobody's coming, no traffic is coming through and you're just inside just making your little crafts or whatever, usually that's fine. But you can't have traffic coming back and forth, blocking the street, people parking here, that causes confusion, and that will trigger the HOAs to check you out and see what it is you're doing over there.
And I always tell people, start with their bylaws. If it's in their bylaws, that's your governing, your governing document. And because even I actually lost a client, because we went tooth and nail about something, and I'm thinking like, I don't care what they say, your bylaws is what you have to be governed by. And they were like, well, we don't have to do this. We're going. I said, okay, you know what? We're not going to do this. We're not going to argue. We're not going.
Well, you're the expert.
well, it's in black and white.
Right.
So if it's in black and white, what changes? Their bylaws is what governs the operations inside the homeowners association. That's why I should never live in one. I would say never, but I don't anticipate or live in one because I don't want people to regulate something that I own. But yeah, so their bylaws is what governs that. And it's not.
That is true. HOAs are.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to be,
HOAs are pretty strict.
They are. And that's what. And even before you purchase a home, I tell people, read them people's bylaws before you purchase your home over there, so you can decide if you want to abide by them.
That's right, because a lot of times the realtors don't tell them everything because they want to make the sale. So they give them a copy of the documents, and if you don't read them, and then you get into the house, you done bought it and everything. Now you find out you can't even have this truck that you already have, or you can't even have this pet that you already have. They a lot of times don't tell you that stuff. But yes, you're absolutely right about that. So
sounds like you're really about coming correct. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So
for the most part, I tell people this is my motto. The only way you won't be successful if you block me. Because it is a lot of work. It is and it can be overwhelming if you allow it to. But that's why you got to make sure this is something God has called you to do, because He graced you. People see me, they go, "Oh my God, you're so busy." And I say, listen, I'm busy to you. I'm not busy to me, because I've been graced to do what I'm doing.
All right. All right.
That's a word. That's a word. So can you share like a success story or like a testimonial for like a client that you took from over here to over here and how they transformed, their whole situation under your coaching?
Ooh, we got so many, but I'm going to tell you about one recently. And so let me say this. My niche is nonprofit work. I do both, but my niche is nonprofit. I absolutely love nonprofit. That came from a place when I was homeless with my 8-month-old daughter. And I could not afford anything. Well, I didn't qualify, not afford. I wasn't qualified for any assistance. And so the only assistance I received was there was a food pantry that we could get food from. And I made God a promise that because someone helped me and gave me a roof over my head till I was able to get back on my feet. Now, mind you, I was working 2 jobs. I wasn't like home. I wasn't out there doing anything and caused my life to be in an upheaval. I was living in a place that was being sold and I couldn't afford to buy because I was underemployed. So that set my trajectory in the nonprofit arena. And so I started doing consultant work after I got my bachelor's degree. And because everybody was, "Oh, you're so good." And here I am just doing applications. I'm like, wait a minute, honey, you spend a whole lot of time on this right here. So you would want to get a business. So that's how Grassroots Consultant was born.
Right.
But anyway, I have a client in the Glaze area. They've been around for 6 or 7 years. And they started off with a dream. And I told them, I said, listen, there are a lot of people that do this work, but they don't grow because when it comes to the valley experiences, they bail out. But I said, if you guys stick with me and we work this thing through, success will be your portion. And I have to tell you, this year has been a record-breaking year for them. They have received well over $300,000 in grants. And they started out, and we're just getting started. We just getting started, baby. We just getting started. Yeah. We just getting started. And then that's the nonprofit side. And so the for-profit side, I tell people I don't eat desserts out because I have some of the best baking colleagues, sister friends ever. And so one of my pride and joys, hopefully she'll watch this later. Her name is Paula Macy. Now she makes the best bread pudding ever. It's called donut bread pudding. And I tasted it, and this was like 13 years ago. And I told her, I said, well, I got an office space. And on Saturdays, it's like a ghost town. Nobody is there. And my office sits right on 25th and Australia Avenue. Would you come and sell your stuff? So I had one barbecue truck and her. And the people would be line up down the road to purchase her stuff.
What?
Wow.
And they were so much so people thought we was giving it away. They was like, what y'all giving away? We like, we ain't giving away nothing. You come in and buy some good desserts.
Okay, so let us know how to get there.
Yeah. Long story short, her name is Annie Pearl's Cakes, Annie Pearl's Desserts and More, or something like that. But anyway, she was shut 25th in Australia down with her bake sales. And then people start seeing the traffic flow. So then we built out this pop-up shop called Bless Boulevard Business Marketplace. And many of those businesses have gone on. She now has she's in partnership with someone, and she has her own brick and mortar. Shout out to Case, etc. And so they're open. And then during COVID, we don't judge me, but we sold raffle tickets to help register businesses, and we registered over 10 businesses selling $1 raffle tickets. From those 10 businesses, we have at least 4 of them that are literally killing the game. They started off selling in the parking lot. Now they have government contracts. They are on a regular basis participating in green markets and everything else like that. So I'm just, I had the best job on earth. I get a chance to help people make people dreams come true.
How exciting. It's a blessing to know you. Ooh. So glad to know you.
Wow.
I tell you what, let me know how to get over there to those delicious
shops. Yes. We're thinking about doing one in
bread
July, but
whatever that is, because I love bread pudding.
Well, she don't get a chance to come out as much, so you have to contact her at Kate's, etc. They're right off a military trail and community. She comes out sometime, but she does a lot of weddings. Big we peons now.
Okay. Well, as long as we know how to get in touch with her.
Yes.
All right, tell her we're coming.
Yes, I will. I'm gonna have to text her tomorrow and see if she's making something for the holidays.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
All right. So I wanted to ask you a question now. There's this thing that a lot of businesses fail to do. They just start a business without a business plan. Now, is that something that you help businesses do?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. Because people, and you were doing the intro, I want to say, please don't use help. Please don't use that verb, because people think help means free. And I have major overhead. We didn't even talk about how I started a co-working space just before COVID, and God wouldn't let me close it, and I had to fund that $5,000 a month plus my other office spaces and all that stuff. So we didn't even get into that. That's for another show. But business plans, the reason I do them and I don't, if it's somebody that really don't have the funds for my services, because I do have to charge, I have to eat, I have to pay my bills, then I would refer them out. I do offer a business plan template, and what that template does, it gives them 75% of the business plan completed. And then they have to do their homework, because business plans is just like a grant. People tell me all the time, I need a grant. And I'm like, you don't need a grant. You need to have a viable program, a grant writer, because a grant writer takes your information and then they make it applicable to the grant that you're applying for. Same thing with a business plan. Someone can sit down and make your business plan technically sound, but the information you have to give them unless you want them to make it up. And so that research causes time. It costs time. And most people on average, either they don't want to believe God for it, or they don't see the value in it and don't want to pay you for it. And I'm okay with either.
So a business plan and a grant is pretty much all in the same. Is that what you're saying?
It's not the same, but it's the same workload. It's similar to the same workload.
So you can point someone in the right direction. If you cannot help them, you can point them in the right direction in order to get. Okay.
That's correct. That's
That's
correct.
pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much what I
If they
meant.
don't have the budget to do for me to do it for them, then yeah.
Uh, oh yes, we know the cost. We understand the cost, and I hope everybody that is listening understands the cost. There is a cost. There's an investment to make. If you believe in what you're doing, then you have to invest in yourself.
Yes.
And that makes it more meaningful and makes it more interesting to you when you put something into yourself. You're gonna make sure you do what you need to do because you have invested in that business. So it's really vital. It's very necessary to invest in yourself.
And so a few things about that, I tell individuals, you have to know what a business plan, your why for a business plan. Most people do a business plan because they think they're going to go to the bank and get a loan. And I'm like, that rarely will happen only because you have to have 2 years of tax returns to get a commercial traditional loan from a bank, right? And if you don't have that, then so a business plan should be a liquid document that you work on as you're developing your vision. And it's really a plan for you not to fail, not a plan for you to go get money.
I see. Okay,
It's
we made that
a blueprint. Right. And I tell people, put yourself in an investor's seat. Would you give yourself money if you haven't put any skin in the game? No. Okay. And so why would you want somebody else to do it for you?
Exactly.
So you're saying God gave you a vision and you don't want to invest $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 to do a business plan, and that's on the low end. Most business plans that you do, if you did 50 hours and someone charges $100 an hour, it's $5,000. You see what I'm saying? So most people won't do that. But $5,000, that's what didn't do it yourself. $49 and do it yourself. And I guarantee you, when you start putting them late hours and researching and clicking on this and clicking on that,
I have one more question. All right, so you're in the state of Florida.
That's correct.
Okay, so do you help people outside of the state of Florida with business advice?
I serve all 50 states and the surrounding areas.
Okay, that's good.
I have clients. I just help a church out of, let me get the state right, Minnesota. He needed a 501c3 for his church, and he's in Minnesota. Never met him before in my life. I just talked to him over the phone. Came from a referral from a church here that I helped. And so, I help all over. Long as I know what state you're in, I look at the Department of State, their requirements, their fees and everything. And then I know what all the work I need to do on my end. And then we create a package for you.
All right. So how can listeners connect with you or learn more about your services? Do you have a website or online presence?
I do have a website, but I am restructuring it. I'm trying to be a little bit more savvy because I've been doing this for so long. It's like anything else. You get used to the same old. But the best thing to do is I always tell people that the really, and I know this is not the most professional way to do anything, but the best thing to do is text me. Text me because, and I do have an intake form. It should be an intake form on my website. But I always tell people to text me for several reasons. One, if it's a quick phone call and you have questions, I'd rather to schedule that time. People say, you got to schedule a phone call? Absolutely. You call me, I may get 10 calls in between our call, I promise you. And I'm not like I'm just all of that. That's just the way my life is. So for me, it's best for me to schedule our phone call. And generally, I will take a 5 to 10 minute call. If it goes over 10 minutes, then you got to get into a consultation. I'm just saying. And then with that call, I'm going to be able to explore to see what your needs are, to see if we're a good fit, because every client is not a God client. And I'm okay with that. And you need to be okay with that as business owners. And so from there, we develop what happens next. And if I can't help them, or like I had a client this evening, they wanted to do a raffle, and it took me 10 sentences 10 times to say, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it because it's not a good idea. And so we're going to end this call.
All right.
All right. Do you want to provide your phone number so that people can
Yes,
text
please.
you or
It's
contact you?
561-385-4657, 561-385-4657. My email, I can text it to you, is so long. We'll put it in, however we can get it to them. But I'm changing that too, because that was
Okay.
before I knew about marketing. I would have never did that, but I'm going to shorten it up and have that email to be directed to my new email address.
Okay.
All right.
Let us know what your email is and we'll put it up on the screen.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Can I type it in the comment section?
You can text us your email and
Got it. Okay, I'll do that. That's easier. Okay.
So I can see it. Yeah.
All right. So everybody, we know that a lot of you all have a vision and a dream about this business that God has put in your heart. And God has really, really blessed this young lady here, Miss Shandra Stringer. He has placed it in her heart to help those who want help, who need help. And she can help you in no matter what state you're in. So we're here to just present to you. And you all can contact her and get the information.
See how long it is? I'm still typing.
It doesn't matter. If someone is looking for you, they will find you.
Yeah, they sure will.
All right. Social media, they can find me, Grassroots Consulting Inc. Make sure it's mine because there's a couple of Grassroots out there, but it's only one, Grassroots Consulting Inc. And also definitely my personal page.
Inc. All right, ladies and gents, there you have it.
All right, thank you, Shandra.
Go and see Shandra Stringer. She will help you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Talk with you later. We'll be in touch.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless.